This conference will now be recorded.
Right. So under control statements, first of all, looping statement. If you want to execute a piece of code multiple number of times, same code executing repeatedly a number of times, and also here we are executing based on a condition, right? And so first of all, we have to know the syntax. What is the syntax team for Java reserved keyword, and where you want to start the loop execution and where you want to end the loop, and for every iteration how much you want to increase or how much you want to decrease. And this is also a condition. And before entering to this block, each time it will check the condition. If condition meets my If the condition true, then only it will enter into the block. If condition false, it won't enter into the block, right? So simple example we have seen. So printing a statement 10 10 times, right? So loop starting point 1. So here I have taken a counter variable int I equals to 1, starting loop starting point 1, and here I less than or equals to 10, and every time I want to increase my I value by 1. For that I'm taking I plus plus. Here if you want you can take like this thing. What I'm taking here, I less than 10 every time. So every time it will check the condition. If I value less than 10, so this will return what? This will return true. If it is a true, then it will enter into the block, right? Now before entering to the block, after increasing my I value 1, it will check the condition. What the condition? Check the condition if the I which has incremented or last updated value of I is below 100 sorry 10 or not. If it is 10, return a value, this value return true. If it is true, enter into the block. So until 9 it will execute. Here I am also checking one more condition, I less than or equals. Either it can be below 10 or equals to 10. So if it is a below 10, execute this code. If it is equals to 10, execute this code. I'm setting two conditions. If you want, you can set one condition only. Clear team? And here,
Yeah.
let's see the example. See here, observe. So here if you want you can set like this or else observing. I am setting only I less than 10. It will execute until 9 only, because I'm setting only one condition. If you say I less than or equals, so I should be either below 10 or it can be equals to 10. Now this time it will execute up to 10. Observe. So here condition, so is this mandatory or optional in the syntax?
Default will be
It's,
true.
it's an optional. If you won't mention any condition, every time it will check the default condition true. Already we know, right? Now let me remove these values. I'm getting error, right? Now let me remove these values and let me remove these values. Now can I execute this program now? Run as Java application. See, I haven't given loop starting point, I haven't given loop ending point. There is no increment or decrement. So by default, so it will consider there is something value and it is condition true, and ending value I'm not giving anything. So syntactically won't give any error, but observing execute infinite time. So always remember here these are all optional, but so what you have to provide, first block loop starting point int I equals to 1, and then I less than or equals to 10 loop ending point and also the condition every time. So if you want to increase by 1 I plus plus. let me give here I value run as the application. Right, this is the output. So these are all optional here, but always remember team, loop starting point, loop ending point, and also the condition, and loop increment or decrement. So be careful by the time of giving condition. So if your condition match, then only to enter into the block, and you will expect the output from this one. Without curly braces, you can maintain a single line that should be executable, but not a declarative. Right? Now that's what about for loop. Right. Now we have one more type of loop team, that is while loop. First, let's see first syntax. What is the syntax of while loop? So how we have a for keyword, we are also having a keyword called while, which is from Java resolved keywords. Right now, so the syntax here is so same like a for. Here we have to mention a parenthesis and your while block. Inside this is the code you want to what you want to execute. Now first of all, here before while you have to do here loop initialization. You have to initialize loop here, and then here, so you have to mention a condition on based which condition you want to execute this loop, and then your code, what the code you want to execute here, and end of this while block, here you have to provide loop increment or loop decrement. Observe. Now observe the difference of for loop and while loop in syntax. So here before while we are initializing loop. There inside for syntax, inside a for block, parenthesis block, first portion we are initializing for loop. We are giving loop starting point. Here we are initializing the loop, and the second block in a for loop we are setting one condition and also loop ending point. Here we are setting a condition. Inside this your code. After executing the code, here we are setting loop increment or decrement. Clear team? Now first we'll see how to implement this while loop, and then we'll discuss what is the difference between for loop and while loop, when we have to go for a for loop, when we have to go for a while loop. Right? Now let's see syntax. Let me create a class called while. Okay. Let's have a main. Right? Now tell me the syntax team. So
loop initialization.
Loop initialization. Right?
While, yeah.
Loop initialization, and here you have to provide keyword called while. Here you have to set a condition and your while block. Inside your code, what you want to write, right? Let's say this is a code. As of now, I'm maintaining a dummy code. Right? So end of this, here you have to provide loop increment
or
decrement. Now let's see the example. Now loop initialization. So here loop initialization you have to provide in the form of a variable t. Let's say, so here I'd like to check the condition of a user, right? Now let's say int user age, right? Let's say I'm starting from a 10 here. Let's consider a typical example. So I have a application. So in that application, I'll allow the user so who is having the age above 10. Getting my requirement? So user can able to create an account if his age is 10 or above 10. Let's consider. So the example, age equals to 10 to 100. This example I'd like to cover here. Okay, age should be 10 to 100. Now observe here. So I have declared a variable user age is equal to 10. Here I'm setting a condition. Observe. So this is a variable. My user age is less than 100. If it is less than 100, let's say create an account for user age. Let's print age here. Right? And loop increment or decrement. How we have to give the loop increment decrementing? Every time this user age, I'm going to increase by 1. I plus plus like this. So I'm increasing my user age variable every time plus 1. Already we know, right? So I plus plus is equal to I plus 1 every time. Right? Just simple team. Here you have to give the initialization of variable. So I'm starting user age at 10. Right? Here you have to provide a condition. Here my user age is below 100. So if I execute this program, what will happen, team? Account will be created for a user whose age is
10 to 100
between
10 to 100.
Okay, observe the output. Here you have to provide a, here you have to change your condition a little bit. Observe team. So run as Java application. Account is created for 10 to, observe, account is created for user 10 and user up to 99.
99.
What the condition I'm checking, team? Here I'm checking only one condition is what? So
Less
user
than 100.
age below 100. So 100 is not below 100, right? Here you have to provide
Equal.
like below or equal. Now this time it will execute for and create account for 100 age user also. Clear, team?
Yeah.
Now let's discuss about difference between for loop and while loop. So first of all, what is the syntax of for loop, team? For loop starting point, loop ending point, or a condition, loop increment or decrement inside the code. Here what we are doing in loop initialization out of your while I can say while block. See here, this is if you consider this is a while block. So this is out of initialization is out of your while block, and here the major difference between while loop and for loop, team. So based on a user requirement use case. See, if you already know loop starting point and loop ending point, go for a for loop. Simple for loop. So you can simply write a syntax loop starting point, loop ending point. So here, when we have to use for while loop, team, then here, whenever you don't know the loop starting points and ending points, And by the time of writing a program, so as a programmer, you don't know loop starting point and ending point. You may get a question, why don't we know the loop starting point, ending point? Let's observe it. A simple example. You're searching iPhone mobiles in Amazon. So if you're searching at this point of time, you don't know how many mobiles, how many types of models you'll get from a database. Maybe from 10, 20, 30, right? So it's a dynamic number. You don't know how many numbers you'll get. At that time, you don't know the end point. Yes or no? So it has to pick dynamically database available number of models. Getting team?
Yeah.
No confusion, right? See, so always we have to get a dynamic available number of models. So today the available number of models may be 10. Tomorrow available number of models 10 maybe 15. And day after tomorrow, out of stock, available number of models may be 2 or 3. Right? Now you are getting a number of models. Let's say there's a number of models you're setting here the variable. Now the variable value depends upon number of model availability in a database. So every time is a static number. Is that number of models starting number?
No.
No, right? It's a dynamic number. The number will be based on your stock, and the model number may vary day to day, and I can probably say minute to minute. Yes or no? At that time, just go for a while loop. So typically, we don't know the exact number where you want to end your loop. At that time, just go for a while loop. And if you already know where you want to stop loop or where you want to start loop, just go for a for loop. Here, team.
Yeah.
And here also, always condition should be true. Otherwise, it won't execute the code which is inside while block. Always this code execution depends upon the condition. What the condition you are mentioning here. If the condition is true, then only it will execute this block. If condition is false, it won't enter into the block. How to execute it debug mode team? So where you want to check the variable values, so double click here, and if you want, you can execute by debug mode. Right click, debug as Java application. Debug mode will open. Switch to debug mode. Observe here on right top corner, you can able to see the variables update. So initially my user age variable is 10. Now how to progress team? Step over. Right now my user age increasing 11. So checking condition, see, observe here. Now this all has to return your boolean value team. If his user age is below or equals to 100, it will return a boolean value true. See, currently my user age is 12. 12 is less than 100. Now my boolean condition is true. If the condition is true, then only it will enter into the block. Now observe, if I click on step over, it will enter into the block. Now it will execute this code, this line. It will create account for a user. Now here I am increasing my user age after executing my code. End of while block. Now user age updated to 13. 13, 14, 15, creating account like this. Each and every time inside a parenthesis boolean condition, I'm checking if the boolean condition, boolean always true or false. If the boolean condition true, then only it will enter into the while loop. If it is while loop or a for loop, same condition thing. So if the condition is true, if the condition is matching your what are the condition you're checking, if it is true, then only it will enter into the block and will execute the code inside while loop, or same for a for loop also. And so user 100 account created. Now here I'm checking condition is what last time 100. Now again user is 100. plus plus, nothing but plus 1, 101. Here I am checking the condition. 101 less than 100. What is the condition? False.
False.
101 equals to 100. What is the condition? False. False, false, false again. If it is a false, it won't enter into the block and simply terminates the while loop. Clarity?
Yeah.
Observe. This is a syntax in this example. Observe here. Here also, let me close my debug mode. Let's terminate the program. Here also, observe here, I am commenting line number 13, which is value increment and decrement. And if I execute this program, what will happen, team? If I execute this program, what will happen?
10 only.
Now, how many time user account will created for this statement? If I execute?
Only once. Only one time.
Okay, Naresh.
Yeah.
Is there Naresh?
I'm here.
Can you expect the output?
Yeah, was one time I'm expecting also.
Okay,
But
observe.
there is no increment, right?
Observe the execution.
Oh.
Let's keep on executing by checking the condition. Every time condition, what the condition? User age less than or equals to 100. So every time, see here I'm not updating or increasing or decreasing my variable here. So every time it is 10 only. So if it is 10, every time 10, every time 10 less than 100, condition true, executing the work. Second time, same condition, executing the work. Third time, fourth time, it's keep on executing because the condition is matching and my user is not updating. It is hold it at 10 only.
Yeah.
Let me terminate. Right? So if you execute like this, so you will get a proper output. And here I'm checking the condition, increasing value. I'm checking the condition after increasing up to 100 only. Clearly, that is a while loop. Just first prefer for a for loop, simple for loop. And if you have a requirement, really you don't know the loop starting point, ending point, just go for a while loop. Out of for loop and while loops, so and again we have a one more loop team, that is advanced for loop, or people normally called for each loop. This is the advanced one team. We'll discuss. There is a dependency concept on this. Out of these three, first go for a advanced for loop. This one. So priority, first give a priority for advanced for loop. Here, so if you go for advanced for loop team, here you don't need to set the loop starting point and loop ending point and a condition also. So by default, it will check the condition and it will check the loop starting point and it will check the loop ending point. Okay. So before discuss this, we have a dependency concept. We'll discuss later. Okay. As of now, keep aside this advanced for loop. Okay, there's a little bit change here. That's it. Again, the keyword is for only. So little bit change here. So by default, the program is automatically considered loop starting point, ending point, and condition. Okay, team.
Yeah.
Now let's discuss about condition statement. Right now, so already we know when we have to use this looping statement. When we have to use the looping statement, team, whenever you want, if you want to execute a code or a piece of code or a program, multiple number of times go for a loop statement. For loop, do while loop, and for each loop, right? And when we go for a condition statement, right? Now, so condition, if you want to execute a program, based on condition type, so just go for a condition statements, right? In the condition statements, we have the first one we have is if condition type, just a keyword if. So parenthesis, here you have to provide a condition. Based on a condition, your code will be executed, right? Now, better before discussing this condition statement, so we have to discuss few operators. So conditions, so here writing a condition. So if you want to write a multiple types of condition or multiple combination, so you have to you have a basic understanding about operators, right? So let's see the operators. Simple team operator, nothing but this as of now how we have used this less than equals number. This is assigning operator, addition plus operator, multiplication. So how you do this multiplication, addition, subtraction, division, right? So the basic understanding about the arithmetic operations and this equals, less than, greater than, these symbols, right? Now typically people are categorized into 5 to 6 type team. So out of this 5 to 6, these 4 are more important and these are widely used. The first one is arithmetic operators. Operator, nothing but you can consider it's a symbol. So in this example, let's consider it's a plus symbol, right? Now, so first one, plus symbol. Already we know where we will use this plus symbol team to perform addition operation, to combine two numbers. And always remember team, these operators, whatever we are discussing, these operators are used for variables. So people will call operands, and generally will call variables. So two variables only we can add, right? So entire Java. So addition, subtraction, multiplication is between variables only, right? So the first one is arithmetic operators team. So using these arithmetic operations, we can do as common mathematical operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, right? So these are the arithmetic operators. The first one is addition operation. So how will you use team? Just if you have a number called x and y, so this here the x and y are variables team. So let's say the example here. So here let's say x equals to 10. Better take like this: int x equals to 10, comma y equals to 20. You can take like this. Okay, these two are integer types, right? Now observe here. So how will you write team here? Same, you can write program like this: x plus y. X is 10, y equals to 20. So here, what is the output you'll get team here? 30. And always remember, whenever you adding a two variables, resultant also one variable, right? You have to assign it into one more variable. So let me show you first time programmatically. Right, let's say, so here I'm doing addition operation. Let's say I'm having a x 10, comma y equals to 20, like this, right? So how will you do team addition operation? Simple. So you can combine x plus y using addition operation plus symbol. So I am combining, I'm adding x and y. The resultant also in a variable, and that's also in a number. That number we have to store it into one more variable team, like this: int z equals to. Now z hold combined value of x and y. Clear, team? Any questions
Yeah.
so far?
Clear.
No, right? Able to follow, right? Just simple.
Yes.
We are adding two variables, resultant value and also a number. For system understanding purpose, we are assigning into one more variable. Always remember, team. So you have to consider right to left. In a Java program, you have to consider right to left. So here, if you want, you can take like this also. Observe here, I am assigning 10 value to the x variable, which is int type. I am assigning 20 value to the y variable, which is int type. Now here I am assigning x plus y addition operation. So the resulting assigning to the z. So if you want, you can print it or you can use it z. Okay. Now same you can do theme like this. So I'm giving an assignment here. Just take the example x, consider x is y, y is 20. Just execute the program, update the result here and send it to me. Okay. Just take x is 10, y 20, execute the program, update the value here. That's it. Okay. Just I'm not updating anything here in this column. Just update your answer. Okay. The first one is under arithmetic operators. The first one is addition operator. How will you use team in between two variables to add together two values? Example x plus y. So here update the value. Now subtraction. What is the symbol here? Minus. X minus y, or you can take y minus x. If you use x minus y, you will get what? Minus 10. Or if you use y minus x, you will get 10. Okay. Multiplication. In Java, multiplication, for multiplication purpose, we have to use star team. So here, if you say multiplication, we have to use like this: x star y, multiplying x into y, 200. Just update the value here, multiplication value. Now the division, you have to say like this: x by y. Mention your answer. Now modules. Modules nothing but printing. So here it's a percentage symbol here we are using, but it returns the division reminder. So if you divide one value in another value, so what the resultant reminder you will get? Now you will get output here, reminder. Okay. Now increment. So already we have seen this example where for loop I plus plus. This document of code mention. So increment are two types team. So this is pre-increment, and yesterday we have seen a post increment I plus plus. See here, before I am using plus plus, if you are doing some operation, so if you want to increase a value before operation, so use plus plus before your variable. So if you want to increase the value after your operation, just use I or x plus plus. After variable plus plus, after increment, before variable plus plus, pre-increment or post increment. This is also like this. This is a pre-decrementing. Before performing operation, if you want to decrease one value, -1, so use like this: minus minus, nothing but you are decreasing one value from your variable. Or you can say I minus minus. Post decrement, after your action you can decrease one value. Okay, this was about arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modules, increment or decrement. In this increment, pre-increment, post-increment, decrement, pre-decrement, post-decrement, and then assigning operator. We are assigning one value to the another value. Simple. So if you say int x equal to 5, what will happen in 5 value holded by this x variable. That's it. Now you can use like this, plus equals. It is equals to like this, x plus equals to 3. So typically here you can understand by seeing this thing. Here what you're doing here, x value, add 3 value, store it into x. You can use the syntax like this. So if you see this one, you cannot understand. Just observe this one. Existing x variable, for existing x variable, we are adding 3 value, store it into x again. Nothing but updating the x value with x plus 3. Same like here, x minus 3. And here same multiplication. Same here division. Here modulus. And then end operator. This is not much use. So here you can understand by executing output. Just store one variable and take this end operator and print it like this. So mostly we don't use this one. So majorly we'll use this one team, arithmetic operations, and then assigning operator. Under assigning also we'll use only these first three, and then comparison operators. So if you want, you can compare variables by using these operators. The first one is double equals. Double equals something, but you are comparing two variables. Let's say x equals y. So here I'm comparing either the value of x equals to y. If it is not equals to y, so in this example, if you take the x value, we are taking 10, right? So equals to 20. Is this equal? Is this condition true, team? No, right? Here it will return a condition called Boolean false. If x value, y value equals, if return the condition Boolean value true. Okay. Now not equals. You can check the condition like this. Now if the x value and y value is not equals, it will return the condition true. Greater than symbol. X greater than y. And again, these are all the return Boolean values team. Below are all return Boolean values. Let me write like this. What is it? What does it mean by Boolean team? Either true or
Condition
false.
true or false.
That's it. These are all return a Boolean value. And logical operators. By the time of writing a code, so we are using these logical operators. The first logic is and team. Let's say if you want to write a logic, simple logic. So how you do write a logic based on these conditions by comparing these operators? Here you can compare, or you can write two logics here by using what? And. Let's consider here. If you are using end operator, nothing but you are trying to check two conditions. End operator before one logic and after logic 2. If these two logics meets, then only you can able to execute a code. We'll see the example. So later, after discussing this, we'll see the example how to apply this end operator. Here, finally what you're trying to achieve here, you're trying to execute a piece of code based on two conditions at a time. This condition should match, and after that this condition also should match. So if any one of these condition not matching, so your program will not execute. So the program, the code execution is based on what team? Two conditions, logic 1 and logic 2. creating and logically OR operator. You can mention like this. Here you are trying to achieve code execution based on any one of these logic. Let's say you are applying logic 1 and 2. If logic 1 meets, program will execute. If logic 2 meets, program is execute. If both meets, program will execute. Anyone is not matching, program won't execute. I mean, so these two are not matching. Let's say true, false, execute. False, true, execute. True, true, execute. False, false, don't execute. Next one is logically not. Nothing but you're checking a condition, that condition should not match. So always if the condition is false, then your program will execute. Clear, team?
Yeah.
Let me repeat one more time. So we have arithmetic operators, addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, right? Increment, decrement. Arithmetic operation, basic arithmetic operations: addition, subtraction, multiplication, division, modulus, increment, decrement. And then assigning operations. So assigning, already we know, declaring a variable int x equal to 5, like that. After addition, storing into another variable. After subtraction, storing into another variable. After multiplication, storing into variable. After division, storing into variable. Modulus, storing into variable. These are not important. And the comparison between two values: equals, equals, not equals, greater than, less than, greater than equals, less than equals. And then logical operators, checking conditions, logic 1 and logic 2. Logic 1 or logic 2 not equals. Right? Now I'll send you this document in. Just update these values. Try to practice. Just update. Just try it. Okay. Now, so under condition statement, the first condition we are going to check what team? If condition. Okay. Now observe. Let me write a class called if demo. Right. Let me have a main. Right. So we are checking a condition called what team? If is again a Java reserved keyword. The syntax of if is you have to take if keyword and parentheses, so block, and the code you want to execute based on your condition. Always condition based. Here you have to write inside this block. Now here you want to check the condition. Let's say, so let me write a condition team. Let's say, so int marks equals to, let's say, 40. Here I'm checking the condition. Now marks greater than or equals to 35. Now execute this code, condition based code. So what the condition? Let's say student pass. Observe. Run as Java. Why student pass team? His marks is 40 here. So I'm checking the condition is what? 35. If the mark should be a 35 equals to 35 or greater than 35. Observe here. Now let me change my marks to 30. If marks 30, what is the condition I'm checking team? Marks here, the value updated 30, 30 greater than 35, false, right? And second condition, 30 equals to 35, or if you have a doubt, just mention only one condition initially. Observe here. I have removed the equals, no issues. Are you getting any output? as of
No.
now? No. Always remember, team, here condition is mandatory. So inside if parenthesis, condition is mandatory. If the condition is true, then only inside if condition block will execute. If condition is false, so inside this block will not execute. The code inside this one will not execute. Always here what condition should be true. That's what you have to remember. So always whatever the code you are writing here, that should return a Boolean value, either true or false. If it is true, you can expect the output inside if block. If it is false, you cannot expect. Clear, team? The first one is, so here the first the condition you have to remember. So always condition whatever you are mentioning should return Boolean value, either true or false. If it is other than Boolean value, you will get error, team. Let's say observe here. So let me have, you can mention anything. It will return it won't execute and it will get a compile time error. You cannot maintain anything. Either you have to maintain a Boolean value, must mention Boolean condition that should return either true or false. If it is true, then it will execute. If it is false, it won't execute. Always condition should be return a Boolean. Always condition should be true. If the condition true, then better let me change this one. If the condition true, then only execute code inside if block. Block nothing but parenthesis block, this one. Okay. Now see here always condition must be true, and without this parenthesis you can maintain a single line. Here also parenthesis body is not mandatory, it's an optional, right? So without a parenthesis you can maintain one executable code line, and here you cannot maintain declarative code. You cannot declare a variables here. If you want, you can maintain executable code but not declarative code. If you want, you can mention a block, no issues. If block, right? Always, let me ask one question. Always, so code inside this if condition block is depends upon condition or not? Execution. Always,
Yes.
this code execution depends upon the condition. When this code will execute, team, Boolean condition true or false? If the Boolean condition true, then only it will execute. If Boolean condition false, it won't execute. Clear?
Yeah.
Right, let me write an example here. Now, if marks greater than or equals to 35, here code student pass. When the student will pass, team, if marks equals to 35 or above 35, the passing variable should be above equals to 35 or above 35. Write a logic like that. Okay. Now that's what about if condition, right? Now observe, let me write one more example for if only. So again, let me have a user account creation. right? In my application, I'd like to allow the user age between 10 to 100. Let's consider it's just like a health policy or something else, Star else or LIC like that. So the application will allow the user age between 10 to 100. Now, how will you write the logic in here? Now let's here obviously already we know how to use the condition called if, right? Now observing if user age. So why we are getting here error? As of now, there is no variable called user age, right? Now here, let me write a function team. So for better, let me write a function here. Now for actions, we have to create a function, right? Now let me have a method called public void create user account. This is my method. Inside this method, I would like to maintain a code like this. User age. Inside this, if this is a code. Now the user age, I would like to pass to my variable as a local variable int user age. Now the user age variable I'm passing to this method. So this is coming to here. If the user age is above 10, here let's say create an account. Right now, how to execute this method team?
Object creation.
Okay, very good. So create an object for this class. Class name, object name equals to new. What team? New.
Class name.
Come on team. Constructor name.
Constructor name. Yeah.
Class name, object name is equal to new constructor
Construct.
name. Then object dot your method create user account. So by the time of calling that method, it will ask user age.
Wait.
Now as of now, let me pass my user age is 25. Am I going in speed team? You know, right? Able to follow?
Yeah. No problem.
Just I have created a method inside a method. So I have maintaining a logic for user account creation based on a condition. What the condition I am checking here? My user account, my user age should be above 10, then only create an account. Right now observe here. So this function, how to call create an account? What is the syntax for object? Class name, object name is equal to new constructor.
Construct.
In this class, do I having any constructor?
No default.
By the time of
Default.
execution, program will create a constructor for your class, that to default constructor only, remember. Right now let me execute. User create an account. Now better for understanding purpose, so print age here. Okay, now I'm also creating account, printing age. Age is 25. Now can you please tell me what is the wrong in my code team? Is there any wrong in my code? Is there any wrong in my code? Sorry.
The condition equal to 100, greater than or equal to.
Okay. Condition greater than equals to
100.
greater than or equals to 100. Mhm.
Oh, no.
Now, observe it. First time I am passing 100. Now tell me the output here. Account will create it or not. 25, line number 7.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yes.
confident. Say confident rating. Just now we have seen, right? Already we have executed.
Yeah.
Already we have executed, right? Just here we have output also, right? So if you execute here, you will get an output and user account will be created. Now the yes. Now observe here. Now next time I'm creating an account using the age and passing the age code. The number is 10 here. Now tell me, account will create for this user age 10 or not? Here, what is the output?
No.
No, it will not execute it.
It will not execute.
Yeah.
No, what is your answer? Account will create or not?
No.
Yes or no?
No.
No. Thanks. Observe team. Observe if the program will execute, should get age 25, age 10. Observe team. I'm getting only 25. Why this is not executing?
Because 10 is not greater than 10. 10 is equal to 10. We passed only one condition. So
Exactly. Here condition by the time of writing condition. So please take care and take and double check your condition. Right now observe, if I pass 25, account will created. If you pass 10, again account will created because my condition is updated with equals to 10. Now tell me the output here.
yeah. Yes, it will execute.
Yes sir.
Yes.
Line number 9.
Sorry, no. Not no.
Naresh.
It will not execute. Sorry, it will execute. Sorry.
Yes.
Ashwini.
Executed.
So line number 9. Yes or no?
Yes.
Yeah. Yes.
Thanks. So you been able to understand. I understand that you're understanding. Thanks. Okay. Now run as Java application. Right now. Now tell me line number 10.
Yeah. It will execute.
Yeah, it's executed this time also.
No, typically, what is my requirement team?
But the 10 to 100, but
We don't have any end loop or end age.
I mean we put in user less than or equal to 100.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Now observe our operators here. Here, observe logical operator. Now, in this case, you can use this end operator, nothing but end operator. So the symbol is end here, but so we are saying logical end operator. Observe here. So here I have to set one more condition by using AND operator, and syntactically we have to take two symbols, and my user age
less than or equal to 100.
My user age less than,
Or equal to 100.
have to use equals to or not.
Yeah, we should.
We have to use. Why? Because so I'm allowing even the user is 100 also. Okay. Now observe. Now, so last one is execute or not?
No.
No.
So, no. Okay. Now you can able to understand. So if condition and setting a condition and logical operator AND, right?
Yeah.
Now this is equals to logic 1. This is equals to logic 2. Here what I'm doing thing, I'm checking two logics. If my two logics are true, then only it will execute the code.
Yeah.
And nothing but logic 1 and logic 2 must be true. Here it will check both conditions. So observe here 25 user age greater than 10 and 25 below 100, true. 10 greater than 10, false,
Equal to.
equals to 10. Now it will execute. And also age is below 100, yes, this is below 100, execute. 100, now greater than 10, yes. Below 100, no. Equals to 100, yes, execute. Internally, so this logic 1 checking two conditions, logic 2 checking two conditions. Getting right?
Yeah.
Now observe line number 10. Line number 10. So what I'm doing, I'm passing user is 200. Double century man, right? User age 200 greater than equals to 10. It's a greater than 10, so you will get a true here. But I would like to check one more condition: 200 less than 100 or equals to 100. No, right?
False. Yeah.
No, it won't execute. Writing. Now,
Yeah.
if I pass a 10, I will get an output. If I pass 25, I will get an output. If I pass at 100, I will get an output. If I pass 200,
We won't get any output for 200.
nobody give marks. So, sorry, team, network disconnected. Hope my voice is clear, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
no logic. Right, pass 25, I'll get output. What the output? So account is created. If I pass 100, the 10, I'll get output. So account created. If I pass 100, I'll get output, account created. Now if I pass 200, what will happen, team? Am I getting any output?
No.
Am I getting an output, team?
No.
No, right? But here also I would like to throw, I would like to throw user error. Boss, you are passing a value which is in this which is not in the user account age range. Now observe. So for that requirement, for that such type of requirement, so you can use a keyword called else team, else condition, right? Now here there is no parenthesis, directly the keyword and executable block. Observe here. Now the else keyword, where you have to use this else keyword, team? Observe here. Always else keyword should be associated with if condition, if block. Now observe here, after completing of your if block, here you have to say else, E-L-S-E, and there is no parenthesis, team. Remember the syntax, only the block, else block. Now here you have to take after your if condition. Now observe, I am trying to move, this is above the if, you'll get error. Always where you have to mention else block, team? After your if block.
If.
Without if block, you cannot maintain else block. Right? So this is a couple, team. So if you want, you can maintain if block alone, and you cannot mention else block alone. Always else should be associated with if block. Clear? And what is the purpose of else block, team? So here, so if block is not executed, then so if you want to execute a piece of code, so if your condition is not matching, then mention inside a else block. Now here, what is my requirement here? If my user account not in this range, now I'd like to throw an user error like this, system.println boss, right? So please check user age is not in 10 to 100 years range. Okay, like this. Now observe, team. So observe the output. Now before this else block, I am not getting any output for my 200. For better understanding purpose, print age also. This one, user age. Here also. End of this warning statement, just print user age. Observe the expression. Run as Java application. Now you got a advantage of else block. Right? Now tell me the key points for else block, team. First of all, else block is always how to maintain with if block. Can I maintain if block without else?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can I maintain else block without if?
No.
Always else should be followed by if. Now, so always if block will execute. Yes or no? Let me correct. Let me modify my question. If block execution is depends upon a Boolean condition. Yes or no?
Yeah.
Yes.
And if block execution always execute based on a Boolean condition. True. Yes.
Yeah.
So else block execution always based on if block condition. And so if block executed, then else block will execute.
No.
Now if block is not executed, now F block will execute or not?
Yes.
So else block is always execute on a Boolean condition.
False.
False. Here, very good. If want to execute inside if block, it must be true. If you want to execute else block, it must be false. If block will if the if block execute, it won't execute else block. Nothing but condition matched. This one got executed. Now condition not matched, then execute else block. Hope you're able to follow the simple example.
Yeah.
Right. So my request is, team, please don't go for a other tutorials, other videos and other blogs or sites. So first try to follow this basic, and then so better enhance your knowledge. Try to read on top of this one. Now you are able to understand what is the if, what is else, when if will execute, when the else will execute. First try to understand this one. First practice on this one. After that, if you get a chance or if you have a more time, then explore. So when the if block will execute, when the else block will execute, so how to mention a different conditions, right?
Yeah.
Now,
Okay.
now this is the else example. So key points I'm not note doing team already. So you know the key points for a else. Simple team. So without if, there is no else. If executed, don't execute else. If not executed, then obviously else block.
Execute.
Now there is a one more condition statement called else if team. The third one is else if. This is also same like if, so people are not recommending this one. So but still we should have a knowledge on this. The people are not using this one. It's a deadly code, else if. So people will calling else if. Syntax is this one, like this, else if keyword and the parenthesis and your bracket, and people will call else if ladder. Else if ladder. Right? Now observe the output. Now by using this if, let me create one more class better. Else if table. Okay, main method. Right. Now tell me the syntax of if block team.
If inside method.
Initialization.
If
Condition.
here the condition and what condition should be, resultant should be true here, right? Now this one is execute. So else block,
Else.
Else and
else, where I have to take else? After if.
else.
Observe here, observing. So here in Eclipse, so if you see the yellow here, this is a warning thing, this is not error, this is a warning. Observe here what I'm getting here,
Dead code.
dead code. Now observe, so there is a one more, let me remove this else. So without else I can maintain if, without if we cannot maintain else. Now observe, there is a one more keyword called else else if. Observe. Now here also it is like a condition, same like if team, there is no much change. So here if you want to check a one more condition, so go for a else if. So observe here, again I'm getting dead code. This is not a recommended code, else if ladder. So we have an advanced condition statement called switch case team. We'll discuss what is a switch case, but why we are getting in this state code. So that's an advanced one, recently introduced switch case. So what is that? Switch case. This is the advanced one. I'll recommend use the switch case. So if you have a single condition, just go for a if, or if you want to check a multiple conditions at a time, just to go for a switch case. Don't go for a else if ladder or if else. Okay, so as of now, let's discuss about only on this one else if. See here, just there is no difference for a if and if. So if you want to check one more condition, again you can check it, you can take if condition. See, this is condition 1, this is condition true 2 here. If it is true, then execute this one. Let's say this is a code 1. Shortcuts are not working in this Eclipse. I don't know why, the reason. Okay, this is code 2. So same thing. So here I am maintaining. So if one time, if second time, and third time I'm taking else if. Same like if. Like this. So here condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, or else people will check like this thing. So better you have a must. Observe. I'm removing this if. Observe. Again, this is also same like a else. So without if condition, you cannot maintain else if. First, if you want to check the condition, the first must should be if, and later, so if your if block is not executed, so then if you want to execute any piece of code, mention inside a else block, right? Then if block will, if block is not executed, then else block will execute. And if you want to check a second condition, either you have two options, either go for a if or else if. Like this, you can maintain any number of else if conditions. People will maintain like this. Earlier, they try to use this code, else if ladder, like the ladder, they'll try to code like this. And here, whenever you're trying to write the code like this, so here the Eclipse also getting a dead code. People won't recommend this one. Else if ladder, condition 1, condition 2, condition 3, condition 4. So observe, if you want, you can maintain any number of else if ladder, but first should be if. Without if, you will get answer. And last, if you want, you can maintain or common else. Sorry for my poor spelling mistakes. Like this. Checking a multiple condition by using else if, that's it. But don't use this one. So let me summarize the points, team. So conditional statements. If you want to execute a piece of code based on a condition, go for a conditional statements. What are the conditional statements we have learned up to now? First one is if. So if the keyword syntax and the condition. So inside this condition, if you want to execute a piece of code based on a condition, if the condition is match, nothing but if the condition is true, then execute this code. So always, so whatever the condition you are writing inside this parenthesis, that should be Boolean value, either true or false. If the condition is true, then only it will execute the code. If the condition is false, it won't execute. Right? Else block. Now, always else block will associated with what team? If block. Otherwise, it will get error. Directly, you cannot maintain else block. Right? Else if ladder. So this is also always associated with else if. But it's a deadly code. Don't write this else if ladder. Right? Tomorrow we'll see the advanced condition statement switch case. Right? So before that, so have it just refer this document once, team. Just try to execute. It won't take more than 10 to 15 minutes. Just try to observe these arithmetic operators, assignment operators, comparison operators, logical operators. Just now we have covered this one and try to explore this OR operator and equals to not operator. Clear, team?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know whether this recording can transfer on and just no power gone, team. So 10 minutes over. From morning onwards, no power here. So if possible, I'll send this recording. Otherwise, tomorrow. Okay. So I'll send this document, this operator document, and this one. Try to practice and try to explore these operators. Okay. So I'll update you team. If the same repeats for power issue, again we'll connect tomorrow evening. So otherwise, we can connect morning sessions also. Okay.
Cool.
Thank you, team. So for any questions, team, please let me know. Any questions? Because the most confusing area will team. See, I know your understanding. So as of now, but if you don't have a much clarity, so after 4 to 5 days, or by the time of practicing, you'll get more doubts. Just practice. So don't forget to practice. I think so. Tomorrow is holiday, right, for everyone. Just try to spend more time today and tomorrow. Better. Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, team.
Thank you.